Alright, this demo here is for the PlasmaTherm 790. We're going to go through each individual chambers. This right here is your chamber itself. Over here is your monitor, keyboard, mouse. Controllers are over here. And over here you got your PC, your one power supply, and your power distribution center that with your main turn-ons, mechanical pump turn-on, and all your breakers, and also your fuses for your DC power supplies. Over here we have your matching networks and then your other power supply. Comes with the system is a chiller for the electrode, the lower electrode, and you can go ahead and go through the software and be able to program this remotely. On the other side here, you have your mechanical pump that comes with the system. It will need fondant oil to prep it up with, and the other thing is a breaker panel. That's your main disconnect for the system. This chiller here does not come with the system. This is our house chiller, and you will need house water to cool the system down with. Back here also, you have your MFCs for your different gases for your process. So there's 6 MFCs that come for the process of the system. Over here on this screen, this is your main monitor screen. When you log into the system, basically it's going to come up here. It's going to give you the 3 threes. You just want to go to the lower where the password is and do the same thing. 4 threes. As you can see, the system right now is 4.5 into the -6 on a turbo system is well within its standards. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the inside of the chamber. So what I'm going to do is vent the system. By venting it, you just come over here on the left side under the utilities right here, and you can see that we can go through all these different sections over here. You also have over here service sections, and then you got displays that show you all kinds of other stuff in here. I'll see what we can do on getting you all the information of what needs to be done for you to be able to understand all this part. And here is your process part, where you want to build, edit, and delete your process. And here is just a Windows plumbing diagram. What we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and just vent the system. So I'm going to just hit vent. I have to turn the ion gauge off first. Down here kind of gives you an indication of what's going on, and it's telling me that I need to shut off my ion gauge before I vent it. So I'm going to do that and then vent. So as you can see right now, it's closing the throttle valve. Okay, so now it's totally closed. And now what it did is it opened up the vent valve. We'll come back when the system is all vented. Okay, as you can see by the indicator here, the red tells you that we're at atmosphere. And I'm going to lift up the lid. And this is your inside of your chamber right here. This is basically your clamp right here. I'm going to undo the 3 screws here. This is your clamp. And underneath the clamp is your feature plate and the wafer. So you would attach put the wafer in here like this. Get it centered on the clamp. Of course, you do this with gloves on. And then put the feature plate, or the clamp back on the feature plate. Tighten it down. Close the lid. Hit pump chamber. Okay, you got to hit this twice because actually it was still in the vent mode, so you do it twice because then the first time you hit it, it will actually close this vent valve over here. So now I'm going to hit it again and hit pump chamber. As you can see, your info right here says pump out the purge line. So it basically closes purge line. It's pumping on this right now. And then it will start opening the roughing valve. All right, now it just closed the floor line and it just opened up the rough. And now what's going to do is it's going to pump this down into about 150 millitorrs, and that's going to be your crossover pressure to go over into high vac. So now we're just watching. As you can see, this is getting down to almost 1 torr, which is 1,000 millitorr. So as soon as this one gets over to 1 torr, you start seeing that one going down. Usually has a longer delay, but there you go. See this start coming down. See, it crossed over 150, closes off your roughing, and right now it's starting to open up your throttle valve. And now we are under high vac. We're going to let this pump down a little bit because you can see that these pressures are a little bit high, so it needs to pump on the chamber for a while. Okay, now we're going to do our functionality test. And because I can't really run a process, it would take too long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to manually run through this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come over here and go to the service section part and go into manual mode. In the manual mode, you can see we're in a whole different screen right here where we can play around with stuff. So if I want to turn on the gases, I kind of just hit your preset numbers here. Right now, I really have is only argon and compressed air running through it, but I can go ahead and turn on the argon and the NF3. So I'll just go ahead and hit the gas. And then over here you should start seeing that this is controlling. As you can see, it's controlling over here. And then what I do is my chamber I have set for 40. I'll go ahead and I'll turn on the pressure. And then you'll start seeing this control at 40 millitorr. When you're in the green, it means that you've met what you needed to do. On the helium flow, I'm going to put this at 5 because the system prefers it be done at. The helium is made for your backside cooling, so I'm going to set this at 5, and this is what this prefers to be adjusted at. Your system might be a little different. Now, there's a needle control valve in here that I'll be taking a picture of it and showing you through the demo, but what I'm going to do is adjust this to read the correct settings using that valve. So we ran into problems, and it's a good one to know, is that when you start having a problem where you couldn't get the helium flow that I was adjusting, that usually indicates that the wafer is not down on the clamp right and it's not sealed right, because when your pressure right here doesn't reach to the same flow as here, that means you have a vacuum leak and that the chamber is actually pulling vacuum on it and it's not bringing it up to the right pressure. So now I go ahead and we can do everything all over again. I'll do the helium. As you can see, this is finally raising back up. I'm going to turn on the purge. Turn on the gas flow. I got to turn the purge off. I'm going to turn on the pressure. So as you can see, we are right now at trying to get to 40 on here. We're at 40 here. We're at 5, basically 5. And this pressure right here, there's an adjustment on that needle valve that I'll take a picture of and show you that you want to get this close to the same flow rate. So if it's reading 5, you want to get this close to 5. When I open this up, I'll change that valve. You see, it doesn't take much to change it to get it to where you want it. And it moves very slowly. So now we got that there. I don't have gas running every single one of these, so I'm just doing a few of these at a time. So I can go ahead and put this on just 3, just to show you that there is a gas. It is controlling. And then what I'm going to do, come right now over, is to the RF. I have the RF set at 200 and 500. I'm just going to turn that on. And as you see, I got it set at 200 here. It is reading 199, 200, and here's 500. And if you look in here, you can see your plasma. You can see it's nice and bright. And you can come back and look at the screen. And as you can see, everything is all green, which indicates that the system is running properly. Like I said, I can't really run a process because it would take too long, so this right here just ran in manual mode, pretty much shows you that everything is up and running as it should. That's the end of the test.